Welcome to my 5th Regen Rovers Revelations video, my side series alongside the main Regen Rovers series. I would recommend going and watching episode 16 of the main series if you haven't done so already, because there might be a few spoilers in this video. I'm going to take a look at our second youth intake, because I haven't shown those players yet, and also in this video I'm going to take a look at sort of the development of some of our star players, maybe some of our young players over the last year or so. We're going to start then by looking at my second youth intake, which took place back in March. I've left all these players in the under-18s just to see how they progress for the last part of this second season, and then I'll probably move a few of them into the under-23s because that squad's a little bit smaller now that I've released a few players, and some of these players are in the first team anyway. So we can re-establish that under-23 squad. And although they're only on £5 a week, which is basically slave labour, that all adds up over time, doesn't it? So the first player we'll take a look at is the youngest, and strangely is the best player in the under-18s team according to current ability. He's the one player I think that can really push on. If I was to pick one player, I'd pick Rob Mitchell. He's already up there with the likes of Robin Grigg, who is just awful. But Rob Mitchell, yeah, physically, I've noticed there's a lot of good youngsters and some good mentals. We definitely need to improve his technicals, but I've got high hopes for him. Josh Mann Jr. Now, you might remember Josh Mann from the last youth intake. They're Patreon players. So, yeah, Josh Mann, who is also... This is confusing. Josh, you're going to have to stop calling your players Josh, I'm afraid. I'm banning you from this point onwards. Josh Mann is an owner of the club, along with a few other Patreon people who have named players after them, of course. If you still want to name a player after yourself, head over to my Patreon. You might want to wait towards the end of the series when we have better youth academy, better youth facilities, etc., and you might end up having a much better player. But Josh Mann Jr. looks like a decent target man. Good heading, physically pretty good. His brother is here. His older brother, Josh Mann Sr. Maybe we should call him Josh Mann Sr. just to not be confused. But then there's, of course, the dad, who's also called Josh Mann. Very unimaginative names. I feel sorry for your sons. John Haynes is next. I don't think there's anything to write home about for him, I'm afraid. He's just a quite poor left back, but you never know. I thought the same about Rob Halliday last year, and he's broken into the first team, of course. Lee Brown. I think we had a Lee Brown last year, didn't we? Not last year, on the first series of Regen Rovers. A winger who physically is okay. 9 crossing. Not bad, I suppose. Tommy Schradel, another Patreon player. Unusual because as a winger, he probably needs more pace. He's a decent dribbler, but very good mentals down here. You'll notice these very realistic faces for some players. They're the Watch the Fork Gaming Regen faces. She created them. She created my badge, remember, but she's also created some Regen faces which are downloadable. Head over to her Twitter. I'll try and remember to put the link in the description below. I have mentioned her quite a few times before. But yeah, they're not real photos. They actually are computer-generated images, which is incredible, really. Just adds a bit of depth to some of our players. I've given the patrons the option of having these faces if they wish. Matt Taylor is next. Centre-back. Quite a few ones there. But there's some decent-looking attributes. Only 1.5 star grey star of current ability at the moment. Ray Halliday. So I've said he's related to Rob Halliday, even though the game doesn't say he is. But he's got to be, hasn't he? He's a year younger than Rob. Winger on the right hand side, quite pacey. Everything else is quite poor. But it's great. 2 last names of Halliday, and also the first name begins with R again as well, which is quite bizarre. Harvey Heath, nice alliterative name. Another left back. Physically good, everything else not great. Nav Danjal is from India, born in India. Another centre-back, lots of 1s and 2s, but where he should be good, I guess it's okay. But from things like concentration isn't great for a centre-back, but it's always hard to find centre-backs with good concentration. Keith Palmer, goalkeeper, 1-star current ability. He's actually similar level to Lil Chet from last season. And Gurjalvin, or Gurgalvin as I like to call him, who we had high hopes for. Quite a few people liked him, but he's not really progressed. And we'll have a look at some of the progression of some of the players after I've shown you these youth intake players. Next up is Nathan Bearwish, great name, right winger, fast, 7 on crossing, not the best, but can be improved upon. Kenneth Sadiq, was he born in Nigeria? I think he's born in Nigeria. He was born in Nigeria. He is another right winger, not very fast, Crossing of 8. Don't really think he's going to turn into anything special, but I like the fact he's called Kenneth. Brian Alleman, one of our Patreon players, decided to pick this player. And he is a central midfielder, physically good. We've got some good physicals for these players. 8 passing, 6 vision, not the best for a central midfielder, but he's more of a hard-working central midfielder. Carolero, Mazzala, box-to-box midfielder kind of thing, I suppose. Elliot Meacham, another right wing. We've got a few right wingers, haven't we? A bit pacey. Richard Ivings or Irvings. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but I don't think we're going to see him anywhere near the first team, to be honest. And then we've got a player, Matthew Williamson, who came through this youth academy, older than 2 of the players from last year. Here he is. Quite good physically. He's actually got a 1-star current ability. Ball-winning midfielder. Brave, aggressive. Not very good at tackling, though. And there we go. Who's your favourite? Let me know in the comment section below. Is there any player that stands out? For me, I think it's Rob Mitchell. I quite like the look of Josh Mann Jr. He scored goals already. 6 goals for the under-18s in the short time he's been here. But he's a target man, really. I know it says he's a poacher, but we've got to train him as a target man, haven't we? Because he's got 12 on heading. He's 6 foot. He's very good in the air. It's improving as well. So we've got to give him a chance as turning into a target man, I reckon. For those interested, birthplace, mainly Winchester. Apart from Danjal, born in India, and Kenneth Sadiq, born in Nigeria. We haven't gone very far afield, I'm afraid, thus far, even though we've got very good youth recruitment. But remember, we're a 7th tier team. We don't have the best head of youth development. We don't have very good youth facilities or training facilities. I have asked our chairman, Jack Young, to improve them, but unfortunately he said no because we don't have any money. He is out searching for an affiliate club, but I kind of doubt he's going to find one again. He's already failed twice. Poor Jack, he's letting us down. I have updated the player spreadsheet. I'll put the link in the description below. I've done that. I've done the stats as well. I've obviously found a couple houses for some of the players. We might go house hunting for some other players at some point, but most of them living at home with their parents still. If you do have any suggestions for maybe the college they go to or the school they go to, or possibly they're an aspiring policeman or something like that, then let me know. Someone's already created a Twitter account for a new signing, Luke Mooney. You're welcome to create fake Twitter accounts if you wish. If you send them to me, then I'll stick them in the Discord and also stick them on this spreadsheet. So then, player development. I want to take a look at some of the players, some of the key players, and maybe some of the young players. David Okoro. What a player he has been for us this season. 13 clean sheets in all competitions. So 1 in 3 games. Considering how many goals we conceded towards the end of the season, that's not bad. Of course, he conceded a lot of goals towards the end of this season because of the style of play we were playing. But just remember how many saves. You saw him pull off so many saves. It could have been a lot worse, let's be honest. But I really like the look of David Okoro. He's performing brilliantly. Things like aerial reach is improving dramatically. We've got vision improving dramatically. If we look at the last 6 months, it kind of shows. It shows you, vision's gone up by 1 point, which is great for a sweeper keeper on defence. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the ability to execute his vision because he only got 1 on passing, and also his throwing and kicking is not the best. He's not the best distributor, which isn't great for a sweeper keeper, but he's relatively pacey. He's a penalty-taking maestro as well, of course. I do want to have a look at Trollope, our backup goalkeeper, 23 years old. I can't imagine he's improved massively since the start. So if we look at 12 months ago, 2 things have gone down. Aerial reach has gone up. Yeah, he's stagnated, hasn't he, unfortunately. Good old Chef, 30 years old. Everything is going down for him. Oh, poor old Chef. Look at this. Some things have gone up. Balance, agility, and pace have gone down. He's hit that age, unfortunately, where, he's dying. But he performed very well at the end of this season. We won't really bother looking at the lone players. Maybe we'll look at Fawkes, but there's probably no point looking at McEachran, even though he's had a magnificent season, and it would be nice to... Well, magnificent's maybe a bit strong. He's had a solid season for us in a defence which is a bit shaky at times. I've talked about this guy a lot, but I love him. He's been fabulous for the last since he came into the team. 16 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists, really good average rating. Strangely, terrible for the under-23s, and attribute-wise doesn't look that amazing, but he's just performing really well, so he kind of deserves to keep his place next year. He'll at least be our second choice left-back, I'm sure, because he has been good. And things are going up. I mean, look at stamina, 11. It's gone up to 12.4. Teamwork's gone up a bit. We've got everything's going up for him. If we look at the last 12 months, that is brilliant. Stamina's gone up by 1. Everything is pretty much going up. So he, overall, is on the up. Billy Joe Sugg, one of our Patreon players. I really do quite like the look of him. He's not really done it for us this season. However, I'm slightly worried about him. And now, I had Chef mentoring him and Perry Miles. And this might be why he's going down. Now, I wanted the oldest player. He's got good leadership, Chef, of course. And Billy Joe Sugg and Perry Miles have fairly professional personality. So I thought it would work. But it doesn't seem to be working that great. I mean, for Perry Miles, he is improving. But things like determination are going down. And that might be as a direct result of Chef. I'm not sure. I'm slightly worried about Billy Joe Sugg's progression. It's not great in the last year, is it? So we need to keep an eye on him. Perry Miles, on the other hand, I think is improving overall. Some things have gone down, crossing, long shots, balance, jump and reach, and pace. But stamina's improved by 2. Vision's improved by 1, which is good for a central midfielder. 10 vision, 12 passing. That is very solid at this level. Sean Walker, of course, signed permanently last summer. I don't know about him. He's probably our best central midfielder, but there's a lot of things that have stagnated. He's improving on things that aren't really important for his particular role in the team. Heading, marking's I suppose okay for a central midfielder. I'm not going to complain about that. Determination's gone down. Why is that? I'm not sure our mentoring is working particularly well. If I just go to this. So I've got rid of Chef since I noticed the fact that he was having a detrimental impact, I think, on Billy Joe Sugg and Perry Miles. I don't have old players that can tutor. That's the problem. Like Mullen and Parsons only have average influence. And I still don't know whether Parsons is going to stay, to be honest. Half a star current abilities, 24. I know he sometimes performs, but overall he doesn't. Ben Mullen had a good end to the season in episode 16, but is there a case to just keep them for the simple fact that they can tutor my players? But are they having a positive impact? Mentor the players, sorry, it's not called tutoring anymore. I don't know. I just don't have any old players, and I won't for a long time. We're just going to have to hope that my players can develop without needing to be mentored, I suppose. A save, my Tunisian central midfielder, I really like the look of him, and he has improved quite a bit in the last 6 months, as you can see. Strength's gone up by 1. Lots of things improving as well. Matty Ratty, bit worried about him. Great start to the season. 12 assists, most assists this season. However, I don't know. I mean, physically, he's quite good. He's an unusual winger because he's so tall and bulky, but he does have some pace about him. And I guess things are improving. Remember, he's still only 18 years old, so there is a chance he can reach his potential. Ray Rigg, though, injured. There's a lot of things going up and down all over the place, as you can see here. I mean, determination's gone down by 2. Leadership's gone up by 1. It's just so bipolar. Like, everything's up or down. It's really weird. And he doesn't really fit into any particular position. Like, as an advanced playmaker, 9 on vision, 7 on passing. I know it's improving, but it's not the best. He literally can take a good free kick and an okay corner, and that's about it. Decisions-wise, I suppose that's important for a playmaker, but I don't know. I want him to do well. He doesn't fit into our system, and he's mainly come off the bench this season. He's got 5 assists, which isn't bad considering I've not really played him a huge amount. Ross Bradley, apparently my best left winger. Since promoting him to the first team, he has a very good average rating. I know he's picked up 2 red cards, but there's something about him that's quite good. Look, anticipation, decisions, off the ball, balance, strength has gone up by 3, which needed to go up because he was very weak, but it's gone up to 8.4, which is really good. So I've got high hopes he can be a good left winger for us over the next season or so. We've got to have a look at Fawkes, even though he's only on loan. I'm hoping to get him permanently because he's a legend, isn't he? He's already on the club's favoured personnel. He joined that last season. There's nothing going down for him. Things are improved. Composure off the ball, that's really good. I mean, finishing 14, composure and off the ball 10. That is actually really good. If only he was a bit faster and he could improve his heading to go along with his jumping reach and his height, he could be a really effective striker. I mean, he has been an effective striker, but even more effective. And lastly, we'll look at Agu. And we might look at Paddy Malone because of that injury as well. Now, Agu, the only disappointment with him is his finishing's gone down from 14.2 to 13.2, and I don't know why. But if we look at this, things like off the ball, vision, leadership, composure, anticipation, they're all going up, all very good attributes to have. So I'm liking his progression. Paddy Malone obviously broke his leg, which was a problem, but it doesn't seem to have had a huge impact. It's wavered, and it's wended up and down a little bit during his injury, I suppose. Finishing and first touch going down, which was always his strong point. He had 11 on dribbling, finishing and first touch. 2 of those have gone down now. But composure's improving, up to 11. So, and his physical ability's gone down probably because of his injury. Strength-wise, that will be the broken leg, I'm pretty sure. But it's not gone down crazy amounts. Under 23s then. Is there anyone we want to look at in particular here that we didn't look at in the first team? Russell Higgs. When he joined us, he had 4-star current ability. I think my assistant may have got it wrong. I just don't really know where he fits in. He's quite average at a lot of things. If you look at his last 12 months, some things have gone up, some things have gone down, but crossing's gone down. And we need him to be good at crossing. He's a winger. He's not even a fast winger either, so he needs to be better at crossing. And dribbling has gone up slightly, but I don't know. I just don't think he's going to perform for us in this team. Willie Young, another left midfielder, similar, I suppose. He's, of course, the cousin of Jack Young in this parallel universe. Slightly better, though. A few things going up. I mean, decisions, anticipation, and marking have gone down, but balance has gone up by 1. Everything else is generally going up. Jason Glenn, one of our Patreon players, central midfielder. Once again, lots of things going up, but there's a few things going down. And yeah, an interesting midfielder because he's only got 5 on passing, but he's not really about passing. He should be a ball-winning midfielder, but he's only got 4 on tackling. So how is he a ball-winning midfielder? A Carolero, but what? I still don't really understand what a Carolero is meant to do. They shuttle between the boxes like a box-to-box midfielder, but they probably do less on the ball because they can't pass. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Joey Ford is someone that I kind of feel could get into the first team. He is technically better than Ratty. But Mooney could play right midfield, and that could solve the issue of him not scoring up front, I suppose. But yeah, Joey, maybe I need to give Joey Ford a go. If we look at this, he's improving. Jump and reach and strength have gone up by 1. Everything's going up apart from vision. I'm going to give him a go over pre-season to see what happens. Corey Hines, new signing. I think he could break into the first team quite soon. I mean, we've got strikers. We've got... why is he I don't get why he thinks he's a left winger. He's a striker. But of course we've got Mooney, who's technically our best striker. We've got Agu, second best striker, I think, on paper. And then we've got Fawkes and Malone. So there's already 4 players there. It's going to be difficult for Corey Hines to break in there. But if he scores goals, we'll give him a chance. And Nathan Coles, target man, of course, scored his first goal for the club this season. Things are going up, apart from finishing, which is going down, which is what he's good at. But yeah, the other issue is training, because coaching-wise, we don't have the best coaches. I'm trying to do a job tactically with the attacking and possession, but Ollie Oxborough's doing the strength and quickness, my assistant manager. Martin Widrington's our best coach, and he's not the best, is he? Let's be honest. He's okay at this level, but I can't sign any more coaches. I can't find better coaches, because remember, they have to be regens. That's the rules. It's a long old journey, this. It really is. If we look at facilities, we've still got poor training facilities, poor youth facilities, basic corporate facilities. That doesn't really matter. Good conditioned pitch, fairly basic junior coaching. But the extensive youth recruitment should hopefully give us the odd player that will break into that first team and play well, just like Rob Halliday has done in recent times. Perry Miles, Billy Joe Sugg, but I'd say Perry Miles has been a lot more successful even with that aggressive streak to him and those red cards that he picks up. So overall, high hopes for some of these players. Some of them obviously won't make it, and I'm going to have to release some of these players. I mean, Toby Douglas, I probably should release. I don't know why I still have him. Their contracts are up, but if I set them to release at the end of June, then they will go without there being an automatic contract renewal. So I will have a scourge of the team and look through and get rid of some players I don't need, and then promote some players from the under-23s. I hope you enjoyed this. Something a bit different, just analysing the players, having a look at their development. I know some people have been asking for this, and it makes sense to put it in a Regen Rovers Revelations video rather than in the main series, because there'll be a lot of people that find this sort of thing boring. Those of you that have watched to the end are the sort of people that enjoy this sort of thing, and you probably can't believe that some people wouldn't be interested in this, but that's just the way it is, I'm afraid. That's why I keep the main series focused on the matches, my little extra things, and then the Revelation series, we do all this in-depth stuff. Look at the players in more detail and how they're performing. But thank you for your support on the series so far. It really does mean a lot. All the links to the various social media stuff, my Twitter, Regen Rovers Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the merchandise links, they're in the description below. You can now buy a Regen Rovers mug. Be a perfect Christmas present for your nana, I think. Just to go along with those jerseys that you bought. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Until next time, enjoy Football Manager 2019. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.